The number of destroyed tanks of the Ukrainian army is increasing every day. Nearly every day, military experts study new videos showing how not only Ukrainian tanks, but also other NATO-style heavy military equipment are systematically destroyed. At the same time, the surviving Ukrainian soldiers claim that they could not understand what exactly caused the destruction of the armored group of the armed forces of Ukraine. Some soldiers claim that the tanks were destroyed with the help of high-precision Russian missiles, while others claim that they were anti-tank missile systems. At the same time, witnesses note that there were no Russian combat planes and attack helicopters in the air at the time of the destruction of the tanks. Later, it became clear what exactly caused the mysterious destruction of Ukrainian tanks. As it turned out, the Russians began to test their latest weapon in Ukraine, a new generation jumping mine, PTKM-1R. Unfortunately, the main characteristics of this latest mine are kept strictly secret. However, it became clear from open sources that in 4 months of using these mines on the battlefield, it became known about the high effectiveness of this weapon. Many sources in the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation state that the PTKM-1R is a unique weapon from which it is impossible to escape. Military experts claim that it is the latest Russian jumping mine that has become a key factor in the huge losses of Ukrainian tanks and other heavy equipment. The jumping mine PTKM-1R looks like a steel cylinder, weighing 22 kilograms. This mine is equipped with sensitive seismic and acoustic sensors, as well as special infrared combat elements, capable of detecting a target at a distance of up to 300 meters. As soon as the enemy's armored group enters the affected area, the warhead of the mine is launched, which takes off to a height of 30 meters and begins to scan the area, identifying the heaviest and most heavily armed tank for destruction. The jumping mine PTKM-1R determines this with the help of special scanners and thermal imagers, and the vibrations from the tracks give accurate data on the weight of the tank. Then, there is a blow from a height of 30 meters on the most vulnerable part of the tank, the roof of the turret. As a result, the tank does not have a single chance of survival. It is worth noting that the Western military has analogues of the latest Russian jumping anti-tank mine. For example, the American M93 Hornet, or the Franco-British Apajax. However, according to experts, in terms of their effectiveness and nomenclature of application, Western analogues cannot compare with the latest Russian jumping mine. It is also worth noting the opinion of Chinese experts of the publication Sohu. In particular, Chinese experts declared that the latest Russian jumping anti-tank mine PTKM-1R has no equal. According to them, the Russians have created a weapon that completely zeroed out the full power and significance of tank offensive forces. Moreover, the Chinese also admired the ability of PTKM-1R to self-destruct after 10-15 days. All this was provided so that these weapons would not pose a threat to the civilian population. The Russians have again done the impossible. They have created an absolutely high-quality intellectual mine explosive device of a new generation that over time can turn all the tanks of the world into a museum exhibit that will no longer have a place on the battlefield, Chinese experts said. Although the main characteristics of the PTKM-1R are classified, experts assume that the Russians control their latest jumping mines with the help of a single unified network from a special headquarters control. Meanwhile, the NATO military was very impressed with the latest Russian mine. The Western military is making every effort to get at least one copy of the Russian jumping anti-tank mine for study. However, judging by what the intellectual Russian anti-tank mine is capable of, it will never fall into the hands of NATO generals.